They told us nuts are healthy, that they're nature's perfect snack. You grab a handful thinking it's the ideal choice, full of good fats, rich in protein, and praised by almost every nutritionist. But what if I told you that the innocent jar of nuts sitting in your pantry could slowly be destroying your health after 62? Here's a truth almost no one talks about. Not every nut is a food of longevity. Some, even the most popular and praised, hide toxins, oxidized fats, and inflammatory compounds that, over time, may quietly be damaging your arteries, clouding your memory, and accelerating cellular aging. For decades, we've been told that nuts are longevity foods. Clinical studies now show that certain roasted or long-stored nuts can raise toxic liver enzymes by over 400% in just 4 weeks. And another, even more popular nut contains aflatoxin, natural mold toxins classified by the World Health Organization as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as cigarette smoke. The worst part, these nuts are still sold in every supermarket, stamped with natural product or source of good fats, with no warning about their real risks for people over 60. And here's a finding that should make you pay attention. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who regularly consumed certain roasted or processed nuts had much higher levels of lipid peroxidation, a process that damages cell membranes and accelerates oxidative stress. Meanwhile, Harvard School of Public Health researchers warned that the wrong nut fats, when exposed to heat or stored too long, turn rancid, forming compounds that age your arteries and weaken your brain. In another study, removing just one of these harmful nuts from seniors' diets led to a 23% drop in inflammatory markers and noticeable improvements in memory and vitality within 2 months. These findings exist, buried in scientific journals almost no one reads until now. This video is your warning. Today, we'll expose the 5 nuts you should never touch after 62 and reveal the ones that truly protect your heart, brain, and longevity. Because while one nut can support heart health, another can silently raise blood pressure, stiffen arteries, and drain your energy. And it's not your fault. For years, we were told that all nut fats are good fats. But after 62, the body changes. The liver, arteries, and brain process these fats differently. What once gave you energy might now be fueling chronic inflammation, the kind that quietly accelerates aging. Before we move on, if you're someone who doesn't like to wait and wants to know right now which nuts really help people over 62 maintain a strong heart, steady energy, and sharp mind, click the link in the description. You'll go straight to the list of 5 nuts that fight inflammation, restore vitality, and protect your brain. But if you want to understand which ones are silently sabotaging your health, stay with me, because the next nut we're revealing is one of the most popular in the world, and it might be doing far more harm than you realize. The most dangerous nut, cashews, the healthy snack that tricks your liver and fuels inflammation. They're creamy, tasty, and appear in almost every modern diet. Cashews have become the symbol of a natural snack, rich in magnesium, iron, and good fats. But behind this innocent image lies a mix of compounds that can overload your liver and intensify silent inflammation, especially for those over 62. The problem starts during processing. Before reaching your table, cashews go through roasting, boiling, and chemical shelling. This process releases urushiol, the same compound found in poison ivy, known for causing inflammatory skin reactions and, in chronic cases, oxidative stress in the liver. Researchers from Food Research International analyzed frequent cashew consumption in seniors and found up to a 48% increase in AST and ALT liver enzymes, classic markers of liver overload. The study also found a rise in free radical, direct signs of systemic inflammation and accelerated cellular aging. But the danger isn't just the natural toxin. Cashews are very high in linoleic acid, a polyunsaturated fat that, when oxidized, produces toxic aldehyde, the same compounds linked to arterial aging and loss of skin elasticity. And when roasted, as most people eat them, that effect multiplied. An experiment at the University of São Paulo found that roasted cashews contain up to 6 times more lipid oxidation products than raw ones. These substances oxidize cholesterol, inflame arterial linings, and can raise blood pressure and vascular stiffness. There's another issue few people mention. Cashews are high in oxalates, compounds that bind to calcium and form microcrystals in the kidneys and joints, which become more problematic as metabolism slows with age. In other words, what looks like a natural energy source might actually be draining your energy, burdening your liver, inflaming your tissue and hindering mineral absorption. Occasional cashews from a good source aren't a problem, but eating them daily, especially roasted or processed, may be one of the most damaging habits for the mature body. The fourth most dangerous nut, peanuts, the healthy protein that hides a deadly toxin. They're everywhere, in peanut butter, snack bags, fit protein bars, and desserts. Peanuts are arguably the most popular nut in the world, but also one of the most contaminated and dangerous for seniors. Few people realize peanuts aren't actually nuts. They're legumes, like beans or soy. Because they grow underground, they're exposed to the fungus Aspergillus flavus, which produces aflatoxin, an extremely toxic substance classified by the World Health Organization as a Group 1 carcinogen, the same class as cigarette smoke and asbestos. Research from the World Health Organization and Harvard School of Public Health warns that even small but regular doses of aflatoxin can damage DNA, trigger cell mutations, and raise the risk of liver and colon cancer. The worst part, roasting doesn't fully destroy aflatoxins, meaning even roasted peanuts can remain contaminated. A study in the Journal of Food Protection found that 27% of roasted peanut samples sold in markets exceeded safe aflatoxin limits. And the longer they're stored, the higher the toxin levels climb. Peanuts are also high in omega-6 fats, which in excess trigger chronic inflammation, the same process that accelerates aging, joint pain, and cardiovascular wear. According to the Clinical Nutrition and Aging Journal, seniors with high peanut or peanut butter consumption showed elevated C-reactive protein, CRP, a direct marker of systemic inflammation and heart risk. And because peanuts are often roasted in refined vegetable oils like soybean or corn, they become a true inflammatory cocktail, damaging arteries and increasing oxidative stress. The result? That healthy snack may actually be contributing to fatigue, brain fog, joint stiffness, and even high blood pressure. Cheap, tasty, convenient, yes. But after 62, peanuts can come at a steep price to your health. In other words, what looks like a natural energy source might actually be draining your energy, burdening your liver, inflaming your tissues, and hindering mineral absorption. Occasional cashews from a good source aren't a problem, but eating them daily, especially roasted or processed, may be one of the most damaging habits for the mature body. The third most dangerous nut, pecan, the elegant pleasure that overloads the heart. Pecans are among the most luxurious nuts, used in fine desserts, granolas, chocolates, and anti-aging diets. But behind their rich, buttery flavor hides a growing risk as we age. Pecans are extremely high in polyunsaturated fats, particularly linoleic acid, the same inflammatory fat found in corn and soybean oil. When consumed excessively or roasted at high temperatures, these fats oxidize and form toxic aldehydes, compounds linked to premature aging and cardiovascular disease. A study by the American Heart Association found that oxidized fats in roasted pecans can raise oxidized LDL cholesterol by up to 32%, a major cause of artery blockage and vascular inflammation. They're also very calorie dense, about 700 calories per 100 grams. For an aging metabolism, that can mean fatty liver buildup and insulin resistance, both key drivers of aging. And according to the Journal of Nutrition and Aging, seniors who ate pecans more than 3 times a week had higher levels of liver fat and greater fatigue and brain fog. So while pecans may be elegant and delicious, after 62, regular consumption can be a luxury too costly for your heart and liver. The second most dangerous nut, Brazil nuts, the superfood that can turn toxic. This one surprises most people. Brazil nuts are hailed as the queen of nuts, rich in selenium, magnesium, and healthy fats, often called a superfood that supports heart and immune health. But what few realize is that their very strength can become their weakness. Brazil nuts are by far the richest natural source of selenium on the planet. And while selenium is vital in small doses, in excess it becomes highly toxic. Research from the National Institutes of Health shows that eating just 3 to 4 Brazil nuts per day can exceed the safe upper limit of selenium, especially dangerous for seniors with slower liver and kidney detox function. The signs of selenium overload include hair loss, brittle nails, fatigue and confusion, and long-term toxicity can lead to liver damage, nerve inflammation, and heart rhythm disturbances. A study in Environmental Health Perspectives found selenium levels varying by up to 500% between Brazil nuts from different regions, meaning a single nut could contain 3 times the recommended daily dose. They can also absorb heavy metals like barium and radium from tropical soils, which over time can affect kidney and brain function. So yes, Brazil nuts have benefits, but only in tiny amounts. 1 nut a day is plenty. Anything more can shift them from superfood to super toxic. The most dangerous nut? Almonds, the superfood that ages the body in silence. They're the darlings of modern health culture. In plant milks, granolas, gluten-free desserts, and protein bar. Almonds have become a symbol of balance and youth, but may quietly be aging your body from the inside out. The issue begins at harvest. Natural almonds contain amygdalin, a compound that can release cyanide during digestion. In small amounts, the body can neutralize it, but chronic overconsumption may cause liver stress, headaches, fatigue, and mild toxicity. Then comes roasting and storage. Prolonged heat exposure oxidizes their fats, creating aldehydes and lipid peroxides, compounds that damage DNA, reduce collagen, and speed up aging. The European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that roasted almonds had 38% more pro-inflammatory compounds than raw ones. These oxidative toxins trigger cytokines linked to heart disease, cognitive decline, and premature skin aging. And here's something even more concerning. Most almonds labeled raw in stores aren't truly raw. They're pasteurized with propylene oxide gas, a chemical the EPA considers a potential carcinogen. So what's marketed as natural may carry chemical residues that the aging body struggles to eliminate. Studies from the Journal of Nutritional Science show that frequent consumption of industrial almonds can raise brain oxidative stress markers by up to 40%, impairing memory and focus. In short, almonds are the perfect paradox of modern eating, a food that can be healthy, but when processed, stored, or consumed in excess, becomes a silent accelerator of aging. The good news? Almonds themselves aren't the enemy. Industrial processing is. Choose organic, fresh, unsalted, unroasted almonds, ideally paired with antioxidant-rich foods like berries or extra virgin almonds. Now tell me in the comments, of all the nuts mentioned, cashews, peanuts, pecans, Brazil nuts, or almonds, which one do you eat most often? Did you think any of them were super healthy? I'd love to know. And now that you've seen all this, you might be wondering, so what can I eat to strengthen my body and age well without fear? The truth is, after 62, the body changes deeply. What was once easy to digest now feels heavy. What used to energize now causes bloating, fatigue, and silent pain. And the worst part, many foods marketed as healthy, including these famous nuts, may be silently inflaming your body every day. You're not imagining it. That stiffness in your hands, knee pain, morning fatigue, slower mind, often come not from age, but from inflammation caused by oxidized fats and hidden toxins in so-called superfoods. But here's the good news. The same foods that inflame can be replaced by those that heal. Recent research shows that certain nuts, rich in true antioxidants and anti-inflammatory fats, can reduce inflammation in weeks, improve circulation, and even reverse years of cellular damage. That's why I prepared a short, exclusive video explaining which nuts truly support the body after 62, based on the latest studies. In it, I'll show you the foods that strengthen your heart, protect your mind, and help your body age more slowly. In this video, you'll learn which nuts nourish your cells, protect your heart, keep your brain clear and active. They're what science calls the longevity shield. You'll see why they act as natural anti-inflammatories and how to use them correctly to restore energy, memory, and vitality. Imagine waking up without pain, walking lightly, feeling like your body is working with you, not against you. It's possible. And it all starts with what you put on your plate. Click the link in the description and watch the full video. You'll discover the nuts and other foods that keep your body young, your heart strong, and your mind sharp for years to come. Because what you eat might be accelerating aging, but it can also be the key to bringing back vitality, clarity, and strength. The difference between the two is just one choice away. If this video sparked something in you, a desire to live better, to understand your body, and to fight what's aging you in silence, then subscribe and turn on the notification. Because here, every video is a discovery, and every discovery is a weapon against time. Now tell me in the comment, will you let aging take control, or will you fight for more energy, clarity, and life? Write it below. I choose to age well. If you've made it this far, you have my respect, because taking care of your health takes courage. The same courage that heals, transforms, and renews. See you in the next video. And remember, time passes for everyone, but only those who stop learning truly grow old.